This week, another breach of LastPass made its way across the media and into my dinner table conversation. Hello, this is Tracy Bannon reporting from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. Today, I'm coming to you from the personal side of the tech news. Those who have known me often hear me say that I am dev married to ops. My husband has been focused on secure IT operations for decades, and personal password management has long been a hot topic. We've discussed and debated using different types of password vaults, yet my husband was always convinced there's a way to breach. When we discussed the LastPass breach, he commented that he wished he had been wrong and was glad that we decided against it. I've got to be honest and say that this is the guy who has the most important passwords written on a piece of paper, sealed in an envelope in our family safe. Honey, if you're listening, I promise not to tell them where the safe is located. So we're not directly affected by the breach, or are we? I thought about it. A few years ago, my then teenage daughter had talked to us about using LastPass. We very carefully discussed risk and convenience and allowed her to make her own decision. At that point, most of her passwords were for social media and a few retail sites. Her reasoning was that she really didn't have anything to lose if somebody breached her information. So, as an 18-year-old, that's the decision that she made. However, now they own a car and a house and have set up LastPass for Grandma and Grandpa. That's right, my parents. This brings me back to the fundamental question. What are the leading practices for the average human to manage the proliferation of passwords? There's plenty of guidance on how to secure a single password and make your individual password quite complex and, difficult to hack. Multi-factor authentication offers another degree of security. However, you still have to remember a passcode somewhere along the line. What's the backup for a biometric reader, a PIN code, or a passcode? There are some other options like using the big tech platforms, maybe Google or LinkedIn, but does that really reduce your personal attack surface? At last count, I personally have nearly 400 logins, given that I've been using the internet for 2 decades plus. Well, making the trade-off between convenience and risk should not be taken lightly, though I suspect, like my daughter and my parents, many feel that they don't really have a choice to not use a password vault because it's overwhelming. There's an overwhelming nature of password management. But as we've seen with this latest breach at LastPass, there are still risks and unanswered questions we need to consider. So head on over to 505updates.com to find these resources about the breach, as well as my contact information and the contact information for the other 505 journalists.